Welcome to the I Am One podcast. On today's episode, we're talking about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention in all of those months of getting ready for baby, your mental health after they arrive. We plan for birth, for feeding, for the nursery and the car seat and the hospital bag, or bags. Listen, nobody's judging, okay? You pack as many bags as you need. But the emotional reality of postpartum, that part usually gets skipped or saved for after the fact when you're already in the thick of it. Luckily, PSI has a free postpartum planning class designed to change that. It helps expectant parents think ahead about their own well-being, not just the newborn logistics, so that when things get hard, you've already got something in place to help. So without any further ado, please sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode spotlighting PSI's postpartum planning class. Patricia, welcome to the podcast studio. We are so excited to be here with you today. Fun fact for everybody listening, Patricia is a returning guest. You shared about your lived experience on episode 65 of the podcast, and we are so glad to be here with you today to talk about a little something different, and that is PSI's postpartum planning class. So welcome back to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Very excited to talk about this resource.
Yes.
So are we.
We're excited to hear about it because we don't know much.
Yeah, because you know what? This didn't exist when we were needing it.
That's right.
Not to age ourselves, but we have teenagers. So
Yes, it was not available.
not around. So we're real excited for folks who need this resource now that it exists. Before we dive right in, could you give us a little intro to who you are? And then we'll jump into all of our burning questions.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Patricia Hopman. I'm on staff at PSI as our support group's program assistant, and I also manage our postpartum planning class. I attend each class, which are all virtual, and help to moderate the class, provide resources, answer questions.
Cool. So like you're in the chat.
That's right.
Cool.
Now everybody knows. Mhm.
Okay. First question. What is the postpartum planning class?
Great question. So the postpartum planning class teaches psychoeducation and practical steps to support parents' mental health and emotional well-being after giving birth. So, I think the norm is a lot of folks will plan to take like a birthing class
Totally.
Mhm.
or a lactation class. And this class doesn't really address like the birth itself,
Right.
but is really focused on the parent's mental health in the postpartum period.
Yeah. I went to like a childbirth prep class. There was no like, and then what class. So this is cool.
Right.
It's like planning for a wedding and not planning for the thing after the wedding, which is the marriage, right? Like I am planning for the birth, which
It could be an hour. It could be a few days.
the universe willing isn't going to last more than a couple days.
Yes.
And then you have a baby. Now what?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And what we know is that perinatal mental health challenges are the number one complication associated with childbirth.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to close that gap and, meet parents while they're still pregnant, while they're still, planning on growing their family to start talking about these kinds of things.
What, before they're sleep deprived and in the thick of it?
Right.
Before they can't retain any information.
Right.
Exactly. Yes.
When I was pregnant, I didn't think about the next step.
Right.
I didn't have plans. It was like, they're going to let us leave the hospital now. Okay, here we go. And thus began the biggest secret to parenthood is that like we're all winging it, but we don't have to be winging every aspect of it. We can think about it. We can be intentional. Listen, you could have the best birth plan, the best postpartum plan, and it may not go the way that you plan out, but at least thinking through some important things is probably pretty helpful, which is why PSI offers the class.
Right. And, speaking about birth plans, that's definitely something that we address in class.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, what is a birth plan? What should be on that plan? And maybe what to leave off. And then also how to kind of manage your emotions when that plan doesn't go as planned, because that can be really challenging for a new parent. We encourage parents to be flexible in their birth plan. And we also address, managing expectations and how that affects our mental health.
Right. Hashtag expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
But for real. Patricia, who is this class for? Who attends this class?
So all expectant parents are welcome. That means moms, dads, birthing people, non-gestational parents, partners, single parents, anybody who your family is growing, anybody can attend. The only people that really this class is not for is medical professionals. So like nurses or psychiatrists or doulas. If you want to observe the class, we don't allow observations.
Unless they're also pregnant.
That's correct.
If it's for you, okay.
Absolutely.
So what you're saying is that this is a really helpful resource, and it's a great idea if you're going to be suggesting a resource to know more about it. If there is a provider that would like to know more about it, so they're not allowed to come attend class, like you can't audit the class, right?
Right.
You can't observe it. How can they get more info about the class?
Just email me. I have a lot of providers, whether it's, a doula or an OBGYN, that will email me and ask for more information about the class. And while, we don't share the slideshow to the public, I'm happy to answer any questions. I can get on a Zoom with you. We can get on a phone call, whatever the case may be. But no matter what, the postpartum plan PDF is public and free and available on our website, whether you register for the class or not. It's a really wonderful tool, like a worksheet to start brainstorming and planning for the postpartum period.
Yeah, it's great. It's got like some prompts, and then you can fill in the blank. You can kind of be doing some reflection and fill in the blank for, whatever feels like the right thing for you. I want to mention, though, also that we're going to put your email address. What is your email address?
So it is ppclass@postpartum.net. So instead of the entire title of postpartum planning class, it's just the letter P, class@postpartum.net.
That's very thoughtful.
Yes.
Yes, that's great. So we'll put that email address in the show notes. We'll put a link to the website, to the postpartum plan, all that in the show notes. But I just wanted to let everybody know that you don't have to be frantically writing it down. Just listen, and you can check the show notes because we'll put all the info there.
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
I also need to burp, so
hold
on.
Take your time.
I'm like trying to make sure that I'm not about to be like in the middle of asking this question. Okay. Here's my follow-up question. We talked about who can attend, but I want to clarify something. If I am in the process of adopting, is this class for me?
I would say yes. I would say that, if you're adopting, your family is growing. So I think that absolutely is an appropriate audience for this class.
I have a follow-up question. Hi, insert 20 questions here. What if we are a multi-generational family household and somebody in my house, not me, not my partner, is having a baby? Is this appropriate for me if I'm the grandma?
Yes, because you count as the support person.
Oh, like we're in the household. We're all going to go through this change together.
Support people count.
Okay. Next question. So hypothetically, I am pregnant. I'm interested in this class. I sign up. How many other people are going to be there? Am I like making new friends? Am I meeting people? Or talk me through this.
Yeah, so we have, for registration purposes on our website, which we use Zoom to host this class, and we capped registration at 25 people just to be able to kind of like manage the conversations and the Q&As.
That makes sense.
And, when you come into class, you will introduce yourself in the chat and just let us know, like, is this your first baby, second, third? What are you concerned about? And because we love to make these connections during intros. And it's funny how many times in the chat people will see, oh, you live in Michigan. I live in Michigan too. And make those connections.
Cool.
Yeah, creating this like virtual community. Cameras aren't required for the class, but a lot of people do put their cameras on, and it's just come as you are. If you're like in your jammies lying in bed because you're pregnant, that is totally fine.
Yeah. Is participation required, or is it okay to come and not participate and just listen? What if I'm a little nervous? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's okay to be nervous, and there are no such thing as stupid questions. So just like our peer support groups, introductions are required. But other than that, further participation is not required. So you can sit and listen and absorb and take notes. It's a 2-hour class. So there are 2 breaks for Q&A.
/ the potty.
Exactly. Because once again, we are probably, talking to a lot of pregnant people here.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of class, we will pull up that postpartum plan PDF on the screen together and start brainstorming and start filling it out.
Oh, cool. Other attendees in the class are like, okay, well, they're looking at the question and then they're sharing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of nice to hear from other people because sometimes like you might not know your answer. Not that the goal is to copy other people's homework, but it's kind of nice to go, oh, okay. Well, I hadn't thought of that question. And like, oh, that's an interesting answer. And that one is too.
Or I'm worried about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I'm interested in discussing this part because that's also something that's sort of on my radar. Yeah.
Right. And in, one of the sections of the plan, we talk about what are some signs that I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. I may never have thought about that before. So it's giving people an opportunity to be reflective and write these things down. And again, somebody else in class may say, well, I actually am super irritated. And other people might say, I actually withdraw. And then other people in the class might read that and say, oh, you know what? I do that too.
Really kind of like this, having that sense of community and knowing that like you may be feeling some of the same things that other attendees are feeling, just knowing that you're not alone in that.
Mm-hmm.
This is not all rainbows and unicorns and...
Yeah. And especially during the Q&As, again, there are no stupid questions. So people are asking questions about medications and sleep training. And well, my provider said this about my anxiety medication that, they don't want me to take anymore. And lots of just like, it's always good to get a second opinion.
I mean, but what they're coming up with are the questions that we hear all the time.
Right.
Like whether people are asking them in a support group or they're asking them of a coordinator or they're asking their mentor
or on the helpline.
Mm-hmm.
These are the questions that come up all the time. Is this medication okay? My doctor said I should do this thing this way. Or my mother says I should do this thing this way, right?
It's a great opportunity to go, have you heard of this? The site consult line, here's a resource you could share with your provider. Anyway.
I have more questions about class content. Do you want to do?
Yeah, let's talk about class content.
Would it be helpful for you if I just went through a quick 10-point outline of topics covered in class?
Let's do it.
I would love it. I would like the 10-point postpartum planning class inspection, please.
10-point inspection. Let's go.
Like, what's the elevator speech?
Yeah, absolutely. So we talk about the top 3 concerns of new parents. Like you were saying, these are the top 3 things in every area that parents are worried about, whether it's a support group or their provider or the hotline or with their best friends. They're worried about how am I going to sleep? How am I going to feed my baby? And what do I do with a crying baby? So while we don't give necessarily a play-by-play outline of how to do those things, we address it from a mental health perspective. Like, for example, nobody ever told me how being sleep deprived was going to be so incredibly detrimental for my mental health. So that's why we want to talk about it now, why sleep deprivation is so serious. Then we talk about managing expectations. We talk about physical changes and hormone changes. Again, not from a clinical biological perspective necessarily, but more so why these hormonal and physical changes affect us mentally and emotionally. We talk about perinatal mental health disorder risk factors. We list all these risk factors not to scare people, but really, when you know better, you do better, right? So we want to let you know what all of the risk factors are. And when some of them kind of ring a bell for you, then you can balance that out with protective factors, things that you can kind of pad yourself with and surround yourself with as a protective measure during the postpartum period.
Mhm.
We talk about perinatal mental health disorders themselves and the signs and symptoms of all of them. And we talk about how to build support systems and self-care.
Cool.
It's a lot of material.
It is a lot of material.
It's a full 2-hour class.
I'm trying to remember pregnant me would have benefited immensely from literally every point of that content. There were things I wasn't thinking about.
Oh, totally. Even just knowing that it is not uncommon that XYZ might come up, it might be something that you deal with postpartum, would have been enough for me to go, oh, I heard them talking about this in that postpartum planning class.
Right.
I mean, there's probably a lot of people that experience this, so it's probably okay for me to like mention it to my BFF or my partner or my provider when I go in.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal for sure.
I didn't think once before delivering about protecting my sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Or about what might happen when I wasn't getting enough.
Right.
Like I was like, I've pulled an all-nighter in college or whatever.
100%. Exactly.
That was one night. That was one night.
Like, coffee's only going so far, you know? Yeah.
Having a conversation about protecting my sleep with my partner would have made a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's all these aha moments that happen in peer support groups and, you know, on the helpline and during a climb and all these other spaces where parents say, nobody ever told me, fill in the blank. So we want to be those people that tell you ahead of time so that you're not left kind of alone after giving birth saying, wait a minute, nobody ever told me. We're going to tell you.
Yeah. This just in.
I mean, the list of risk factors is so valuable, right? Because you're not going, okay, these risk factors, they mean something. What these risk factors mean is if you're finding yourself saying yes to one or two of them, then make sure that you're thinking about what you can do for yourself, right? Like in your filling out of the postpartum plan.
Right.
And then executing said plan.
And sometimes what you can do for yourself is saying something.
Absolutely.
By doing something for yourself, it doesn't mean that you are going to leave with the skills to combat postpartum depression and solve it yourself.
Not even therapists can do that for themselves, okay?
Sometimes therapy, you know, sometimes you might need some meds. Sometimes you might need to talk to a doctor. Maybe you need some peer support.
Or any combination therein.
Yes.
And nobody's meant to do this alone.
Yes.
And, you know, the interesting thing to me about risk factors is that even if I do check off 5 risk factors on the list, it's not a guarantee that I'm going to come out with postpartum anxiety and depression. It's just something to be aware of.
Yeah.
Even a conversation about that with a parent, like the grandparent, right? Your parent, your partner, your bestie, because they might be getting more sleep than you a couple months from now. And they might be able to remember this conversation and go, okay, let's have a chat again, right?
Right.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. And one of the resources that we discussed during class is our discussion tool.
Yes.
I was hoping you'd bring that up. Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes we don't know how to put words to what we're feeling. You know, I just had a baby 3 weeks ago and I feel tired and I feel grouchy. I don't feel like myself, but I don't know what to say either to my partner or my provider. And the discussion tool is a great resource. It just gives you the words so you don't have to think of them yourselves. And I should say that, you know, during class, because again, this is a 2-hour class, we cover a lot of stuff. And throughout class, every book, every website, every podcast, because we do mention the podcast, hey, is given to the participants in an email the next day. So when you come to class, don't worry about writing everything down. Definitely take notes, but we want to let you know that all of the resources will be given to you because we want you to have them and we don't want to leave you hanging.
Yes.
So who teaches the class?
Great question. So all of our instructors are on staff at PSI. They are all parents themselves. Additionally, some of them are nurses, some are therapists, some are doulas, and all of our instructors have the lived experience of having a perinatal mental health challenge.
That's really, I mean, it's not cool that it happened, but I was going to say that's really cool. What's really nice is that it's being taught by somebody who's experienced it. And sometimes when you show up to a space and somebody's been there, it means a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really great instructors.
Really great instructors. I also did want to mention that when I was talking about like the discussion tool and you mentioned, how other people are who are going to have a little bit more sleep than we do, they're going to be the ones who maybe say to us like, hey, how are you feeling? We get a lot of partners in the group who ask, what can I do? Tell me what to do. I need a to-do list. And we address that. We give our partners and support people actionable items and things that they can do, both physically and mentally, to support the birthing person during this time.
Oh my gosh, you are completely addressing the invisible load.
Yeah.
Like, don't make me think of what you need to do.
Yes. Don't make me come up with a list of things that I need from you. Like,
yes. It's about the art of noticing what needs to be refilled or replenished or done without being asked. It sounds like such a no-brainer, but it is a huge support for the birthing person.
gosh.
Yeah. I mean, that's everything from if you've got medications in one of those Monday through Friday things, noticing, then saying, hey, I'm going to refill these for you, right? Or the diapers that are on the thing that are next to where you change, noticing, like put your thinking hat on and your eyeballs in your head and then do the things that you see.
Are there any diapers? Are we low on formula?
And what an amazing time that we live in where everything can be delivered to our front door. Let's take advantage of that during this time.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it easier, but it doesn't mean that when a sleep-deprived new parent who's just delivered a baby goes to pick up their phone to do that they're not going to immediately fall asleep before they click order now, okay? So take it off their plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's so cool that you talk about that in class.
Yes.
I mean, we know that also dads and partners are susceptible to perinatal mental health disorders as well. And we want them to know that we see you and you deserve support as well.
Mm-hmm. There's a support group for that.
There's a support group for that.
Yeah.
Yes. If the other grown-up in your household is having a hard time, it would be hard not to also have a hard time.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's what we're seeing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I am curious if this is sounding like a good idea to somebody who's listening. They might be wondering, how do I register? Can you kind of talk us through what to do if anybody listening is interested in attending this class? Or maybe, hey, providers, how's it going? Shout out if some providers have patients that they would like to share this resource with. Just they might want to know how it works. So,
or you're listening and your bestie's pregnant.
yeah.
Like all of that.
Just sign her up. Just go ahead and sign her up. Why not? It's free. Why not?
True.
It's free. Go to our website, postpartum.net. Under the section Get Help, you will see Postpartum Planning Class. On that webpage, you can read more about what we cover in class, and you can sign up for free. We hold class 4 times a month.
Wow. Okay. There's always one coming up.
There's always one coming up.
Okay.
And we tried to kind of space it out various times of day because we are international and we want parents and families all over the world to have this resource. So we hold class on the first and third Wednesdays of each month, on the first Friday of each month, and the second Tuesday of each month. All those dates and times are on our website.
I don't even think you were reading something. You just...
No.
Patricia's like, well, it's on this one. You just know. That was impressive.
I've been doing this for a couple months.
Yes. Very cool. That's awesome. So 4 times a month, fully online. It's free. You can sign up so easily online. Again, like I said earlier, the link's in the show notes for that. Emily is raising her hand because this is an audio only episode, but I'm just narrating now. Emily's raising her hand. Go on.
It's like we're holding class.
Well, I would like to represent the ADHD contingent and say, what happens if I signed up for the class and then something came up, I didn't attend, I totally spaced, I fell asleep because I am pregnant, I am growing a human, which is exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can I sign up for another one? It's okay.
Sure.
Like, we're still going to be friends?
Sure.
Okay.
I will welcome you with open arms. Come on down.
So it's okay if something comes up.
Absolutely. And, we like to ideally have everybody who can attend, join at the beginning of class. But if you have to hop off after the first hour because you have an OBGYN appointment or whatever, that's fine too. You're not going to get a ticket. You're not going to get a failing grade. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's ungraded.
Yeah. But otherwise, if you can, try to have 2 hours that you can, so you can get all of the good, great info.
That's right.
Cool.
Okay, I assume when you sign up, you're going to then get probably an email reminder.
That's right.
So it's not like I sign up and then I'm like, okay, I better commit this to memory right now. I'm going to get an email that's like, see you in class tomorrow or something like that.
Exactly. Because we use Zoom for this class, you will get a registration confirmation email from Zoom that has the direct Zoom link and a link to the postpartum PDF. So you can go ahead and take a look at it before class. If you're the type of student who likes to read the docs before class, familiarize yourself with the docs,
okay,
you will have that.
Patricia, you just pointed at yourself. Is that you?
It's me.
It's you. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to come prepared for class.
I do. Guilty.
I like that.
I have a question.
Danny.
Oh, thanks. All right. So what would you like providers to know about this class?
I think providers should know that this is a free resource that is applicable to every demographic of patient that you could have. And if you're curious about the resources or the data that we use, we are pulling from the latest data from the American Academy of Pediatrics. And so if you have any questions about, is this class right for my client, just email me. Just ask, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Moving forward, and this is something that Emily and Danny and I did not talk about beforehand, but in the future, what we're trying to build is a class specifically for providers, kind of like an informational session for all of those providers who do have these questions. We want to provide a session for them to kind of come and see what we do without it being a class that they observe with other participants in it.
Wow, you heard it here first. This is exclusive info.
Is this going to be live also?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So, put this on your radar.
That's right. Check back often.
Okay, cool. Okay. And then what would you like potential attendees to know?
I want potential attendees to know that I promise you, you will get something out of this class. I know that when I was pregnant for the first time, I felt like I was prepared. I had seen my siblings have kids. I, signed up for a birthing class and I felt like I was ready, but I was not ready. So
yeah,
I say this with love. You really can't learn enough about mental health during this period. So just go ahead and sign up and come curious, and no questions are stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that I was going to have it all figured out, since I was a nanny babysitter all through high school, I was like, I got this.
Right.
But I wasn't there for, everybody waking up in the middle of the night or doing all of the dishes or making sure that there's food in the refrigerator and, all the things,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I could have sent this class back in time 16 years ago.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
But I don't have a time machine yet, so that's not possible.
Fingers crossed.
But what we can do is shout from the rooftops. This is us shouting from the rooftops, digital rooftops with our pod mics. Patricia, is there anything else that we forgot to ask you that you want to say? No wrong answers.
There are no wrong answers. There are no stupid questions, and there are no wrong answers. I will say the only other thing that we've started to include in class is this idea of matrescence. as a very real and beautiful stage in our lives when we enter motherhood. I encourage you to Google it. We can put a link in the chat. But this is something that was coined by Dana Raphael in the 70s, this term that kind of addresses becoming a new mother. And it goes kind of against what I've certainly heard in my culture a lot, this idea of bouncing back.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of people are concerned about bouncing back. And what we know now is that there is no bouncing back. We are in matrescence now. And it's important to start talking about these things because it does also address unrealistic expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's important to talk about.
You are going through physical changes. You are going through procedural changes in your everyday life.
Yeah.
You are learning a new skill set, like kind of all at once.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I think very nearly every parent that became a parent around the same time that I did talked about like, well, I'm not going to stop going to XYZ, right? I'm going to continue doing my book club, my trivia night, my, athletic thing.
You may continue doing some of those things. It will look a little bit different. And there may be some things that you're not going to.
It's going to look a little different. And that's not a problem that needs to be solved. It should be celebrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's this pressure to like not change. Like, don't let motherhood change you was a very common narrative. And I think pushing back against that is so important because
it's freeing.
Yeah.
It's like getting a new job or like having a new roommate move in and expecting literally nothing to change, right?
A very loud little roommate.
Can't wait to get back to before this person was here.
Right.
Like you wouldn't get back to yourself with a new job. You wouldn't get back to before the new person moved in.
Yeah. Well, Patricia,
we could talk for another 2 hours about this class and then we would have just like covered the entire class.
We could have our own 2-hour postpartum planning class chat.
Yep.
We are so grateful for this conversation with you because the more that we can normalize planning for postpartum mental health, the same way that we plan for the birth, for taking care of a baby, the better supported families will be. As we mentioned earlier, if you would like to learn more, you want to sign up for this free class, check out our show notes. You go to postpartum.net, get help, postpartum planning class. We've dropped all the links to all the info that you need. And if you want to reach out to Patricia, you can email her and she'll get back to you ASAP. Patricia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Danny and Emily. And we do offer this class in Spanish. I do not manage that class. That is part of our Spanish groups, but we can put a link to that in the show notes as well.
We absolutely can, and we will do that. And I am so sorry I did not ask about that earlier. I knew about it, and we just got on a roll, and that's incredible too. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the I Am One podcast. Check out today's show notes where we'll drop links to all the important things that we mentioned in this episode. Please consider sharing about I Am One on social media and following and rating our show wherever it is that you listen to podcasts. It only takes a minute of your time and, well, that'll help our collective mission of bringing resources and local support to folks worldwide. From everyone here at PSI, thanks again for listening.